Hello guys! Welcome back to our channel, The Double Rule. Sa video ito, we're going to do some capital budgeting. So stay tuned. Ano ba ang capital budgeting? So ang focus ng capital budgeting is simple lang. Alam natin na ang resources ng isang kumpanya is limitado lang naman yan. Therefore, the goal of capital budgeting is i-allocate yung capital ng isang business among a variety of different investment opportunity. Kung pwede nga lang na i-take natin lahat ng magiging profitable investment so bakit hindi natin gawin? But the reality is yun nga, limited lang ang resources ng isang kumpanya. So we have to allocate alin ba talaga yung pinaka magiging beneficial para sa company. To simplify yung mga desisyon na gagawin natin ng isang kumpanya, actually nahati lang naman yun sa dalawa It's either we want to expand, that is invest in new facilities. Or pwede rin naman na yung mga lumang equipment natin, yung mga existing facility, papalitan natin. So as you can see dito, we have expansion as well as replacement. And then moving forward, ano yung mga i-employ natin na method? Non-discounted methods. Kasi dalawa yung group ng method na pwede natin gamitin when analyzing the investment projects. Merong discounted method which we will dwell on in a future episode. So dito sa episode na ito, ang focus natin is non-discounted. So when you say non-discounted, you are not taking into account the time value of money. So the first method, non-discounted method, is the payback period. So guys, ang goal natin sa payback period is basically to determine gaano ba katagal natin mare-recover yung in-invest natin sa isang project. It is basically the length of time required to recover the net investment, the net cash investment. Ang isa pang note dito, as you can see, it does not consider the time value of money. And given rin yung main formula para makompute ang payback period. That is initial investment, i-divide mo lang siya by the annual cash flow, but it should be net of tax. Halimbawa, meron kang bibiling equipment, 100,000. Meron siyang annual cash flow na, let's say, halimbawa lang, 50,000, net na yun ng tax. So, ibig sabihin yun palang 100,000 na in-invest mo, mare-recover mo siya pagkalipas lang ng 2 taon. Ang focus lang talaga ng payback is ma-recover mo yung ginastos mo dun sa investment. Therefore, after the point of recovery, after ma-recover mo na siya, yung kumpanya wala nang pakialam dun sa mga subsequent cash flow. Kasi nga ang focus, once na mabawi mo lang yung ginastos mo, okay ka na dun. So aside from the fact that it ignores the time value of money, also hindi din dito ikino-consider ang salvage value. Diba equipment normally may salvage value. Let's say So sa computation ng payback period, hindi yun considered in salvage value. The payback period in fact also ignores profitability. Kasi tingnan mo naman sa formula niyan, di ba? Initial investment divided by annual cash flow. Kasi guys, kung mapapansin nyo, di ba may difference ang accounting at saka tax? Yung accounting, ang computation niya ng income is mapa cash at non-cash. Kasi accrual based nga yun Halimbawa, depreciation. Kasama yun sa computation ng net income, di ba? Pero pag naman sa tax, ang focus niya is yung mga cash lang. So itong payback period, parang ganun yung approach niya. Kung ano lang yung income na may cash, kaakibat na cash, yun lang yung ginagamit natin sa divisor. Kaya natin nasabi na it ignores profitability. Focus kasi niya is ma-recover mo lang yung cash investment mo. So ang tinitingnan mo na pang-recover nun is din yung annual cash flow lang din. So yung second non-discounted method natin is the payback reciprocal. So from the term itself, payback reciprocal, literal na binaliktad mo lang yung payback period. Annual cash flow, i-divide sa initial investment. Literal na ito, binaliktad mo lang reciprocal. Ano ba yung purpose ng payback reciprocal? Actually, it has been said that the payback reciprocal has been used to approximate the internal rate of return. So yung IRR is another method of use in capital budgeting. Kaso yun is discounted. So we'll talk about it sa other video na lang. And then let's move on. Yung next method natin is by using the accounting rate of return. So the accounting rate of return considers depreciation and income tax. There is a reason kung bakit tinawag siyang accounting rate of return. So just like yung method mo of computing accounting income, considered yung mga non-cash, which ang example nga is yung depreciation. And then it is computed by using the formula, yan, net income after tax divided by the investment. So as you can see, net income after tax, kasama dyan yung mga depreciation, right? So yung normal na pagko-compute mo ng income sa accounting, kaya siya tinawag na accounting ROR, talagang kasama mga depreciation, kasama yun. Divide mo lang sa investment. And then yung sa divisor, ang kumbaga modification lang dyan is pwede kang pumili between the average investment o initial investment. So when you say initial investment, kung magkano yung investment mo initially. So kung halimbawa 100,000 siya, so yun yung i-divide mo, divisor. Tapos meanwhile, kung halimbawa sinabi naman na average investment. So ibig sabihin may i-average ka. That is i-average mo yung investment initial at saka yung salvage value o yung value nun sa katapusan ng investment dun sa term or life of the investment. So when you say average, to reiterate, that is net investment plus the salvage value divided by 2. So in-average mo lang yung dalawang dulo ng investment, initial saka salvage value. Since the accounting rate of return uses the accounting income, your typical computation of the accounting income, we can now say that it considers profitability. In contrast with the payback period, more on cash yung ginamit niya dun sa divisor. So, accounting rate of return, again, considers profitability. But, like din with the other methods, since non-discounted method siya, so it does not consider the time value of money. And ang opposite naman niya, ang focus niya is not on the cash flow kasi nga ang gamit niya is in accounting income eh. Nadaanan natin lahat nung non-discounted method. Yun lang yun naman yung tatlo. So, payback period, the payback reciprocal, as well as the accounting rate of return. Dito lang, nilagay lang natin yung opportunity cost because alam naman natin na in every decision the company has to make, syempre among alternatives, hindi naman niya pwedeng lahatin yung alternative. Pipili lang siya kung alin yung kumbaga, of course, beneficial sa kumpanya and at the same time, kaya nung resources ng kumpanya. Siyempre, pag pinili mo yung isang alternative over the other, meron tayong tinatawag na opportunity cost. Which is kung pinili mo si A kaysa kay B, so si B, yung opportunity cost mo, yun yung value of the benefit foregone pag pinili mo ang isang option over the other. So that's the concept of opportunity cost. And now that na-discuss na natin yung mga methods, I think mas maganda if apply na natin siya sa isang sample problem. Let's read question 1. AIC Hardware is planning to spend 60,000 for a machine which will be depreciated on a straight line basis over 10-year period. The machine daw will generate cash revenue of 12,000 kada taon. AIC Hardware will incur additional cost except for depreciation, and the income tax rate is 35%. The requirement is first to determine the net income after tax. Second is to compute for the accounting rate of return, ARR. Third is to determine the after-tax annual cash flow. And lastly, compute for the payback period and the payback reciprocal. In order to determine the net income after tax, we just employ our typical computation of the net income, accounting a net income. So, syempre, meron daw siya ditong 'Di ba meron siyang kikitain na cash revenue 12,000 kada taon. So yun yung kumbaga first line item natin dito in our solution. So i-unhide lang natin siya. Yan. So as you can see, cash revenue per year. So 12,000. Given naman sa problem, yan daw yung ma-generate ng machine kada taon. And then syempre meron tayong expenses, yung depreciation ng machine, ano. Since ang life ng machine is over the 10-year period using straight line basis, 60,000, remember that the salvage value wala namang binigay. Okay, so yung annual depre natin is simply divide mo lang yun, ano. So we have 6,000 negative, ano, depreciation expense. Therefore, mako-compute na natin yung income subject to tax, which is 6,000, so kalahati. So once na makompute na natin yung taxable income, we simply apply the tax rate of 35%. That is 2,100. And then yun, ma-obtain mo na yung income after tax, which is 3,900. And then requirement number 2 is computing na daw natin yung accounting rate of return. So balikan lang natin yung sa first sheet. Accounting rate of return has the following formula: net income after tax, which is na-compute na natin under number 1. And then i-divide mo lang siya dun sa investment. So accounting rate of return is equal to the net income after tax na na-obtain natin number 1, ano. And divide lang siya dun sa investment dun sa machine, which is given sa problem at 60,000. So that would give us 6.50%. So yun na yung accounting rate of return natin. And then for the third requirement is to determine the after-tax annual cash flow. So dun sa problem natin, ano lang naman siya, yung cash revenue, yun lang yung cash flow na 12,000. The depreciation is no longer considered because alam naman natin na it is a non-cash expense. So hindi na natin siya isasama. Ayan, so cash revenue per year, which is 12,000. So pwede na natin agad siyang bawasan ng tax. 4,2 yung tax. This is simply 12,000 na cash revenue. Tapos yun na yung tinimes ng tax. Therefore, our annual cash flow after tax is 7,800. Yun. And then going with the fourth requirement, compute for the payback period and the reciprocal. So the payback period is simply initial investment divided by the cash flow net of tax. So initial investment natin was 60,000. Divide lang natin dun sa annual cash flow after tax, 7.69 years. Annual kasi yung cash flow, so taon to. And then yung last na required natin na i-compute is yung payback reciprocal. So as we have said, yung payback reciprocal, kabaliktaran lang talaga nitong formula, ano. So again, dapat ito is 7,800 based on our computation of the annual cash flow after tax. 7,800 divided by 60,000. So as you can see, 0.13. Or an alternative way to compute the payback reciprocal is to simply inverse the payback period, that is 1 divided by the payback period. So as you can see, 1 divided by 7.69. So dapat yung lalabas dyan is 0.13 din. Dapat same lang sila. So test lang natin. Ayun. So approximate naman. Rounded lang to. So same lang sila, ano, the payback reciprocal. So yun lang. To recap, net income tax natin, 3,900. So ito yung typical income computation natin, accounting net income. Accounting rate of return, ginamit natin yung accounting income, dinivide lang sa investment. Initial investment in this case. And then yung sa number 3, annual cash flow after tax, we only considered those income items na mayroong cash. So yung cash revenue excluding the depreciation because it is a non-cash expense. And then yung payback period is based on the annual cash inflow after tax. Yung 7.8, yun yung naging divisor natin. So 7.69 years, then yung reciprocal, simply 1 divided by 7.69 to obtain 0.13. That's it for this video. If you like this video and meron po kayong natutunan, please like and subscribe to our channel, The Double Rule. You can also follow us on our Facebook page. And kung interested ka pa sa mga cost accounting videos, I will provide the description link of our playlist na doon yung mga accounting videos, specifically cost accounting video na nagawa na natin and gagawin pa natin in this channel. So, yun lang. Thank you.